All right, so let's take a look at this first question. All right, I'm going to use the highlighter for this one. So this question is asking at the end is, which of the following is closest to the probability that the selected surgeon is an orthopedic surgeon whose indicated professional activity is research, okay? So this is out of the entire, this is out of the entire probability of 607 surgeons, but the one we're looking for is just the number of orthopedic surgeons who have research as their professional activity. So we are looking at 74 over 607. But if you look at all of our questions are in decimal form, so we need to turn it into a decimal. So just like we just checked our test score, we just put it into the calculator as 74 divided by 607. So 74 divided by 607. 0.1219, which matches with A. And the second one is a similar problem, except that our denominator for this one is not going to be the entire amount of surgeons. It's only going to, or surgeons, they're not surgeons. It's only going to be the total number of people that took the sugar pill, I think, because it says what portions of adults who received a sugar pill, so that's going to be my denominator is 150, reported contracting a cold, so my numerator is going to be 33. Of those people, how many got a cold? So it's going to be 33 over 150, and I noticed that that's not one of the answers, but you should be careful next time because they may make, well, I guess they wouldn't in this particular case, never mind. If we reduce this, I know what? 3 can go into both of these numbers. 3 can go into 33 11 times, and 3 can go into 150 50 times. So the answer is B. Okay. All right, this one was tricky. So the first thing we're going to do is substitute in a squared plus b squared for z and ab for y. So we get, instead of 4 times z, I'm going to do 4 times a squared plus b squared. Plus, instead of y, I'm going to put just ab. When I distribute here, I'm going to get 4a squared plus 4b squared plus 8ab. And I know for this one, I can factor it out, what's going to be here. If I put 4a squared here, and I put 4b squared here, and I split this up into 4ab and 4ab, I can factor this out. Will you guys close that door when you go out? These both have a 4, and they both have at least one a. So I'm going to factor out a 4a. Put that here. So 4a times 4a is 4a squared. And 4a times what is going to give me 4ab? That's just going to be B. Yes?
Wait, are you talking to us?
Yeah. Oh, no, you know what? I know this is gonna not work. I can tell from the answer. We're gonna not take out our entire 4. We're just gonna take out 2 A's. So this is gonna be 2B, and this is going to also be 2B. Is that right? Is 2a times 2a 4a squared? And 2b times 2a, 4ab, because 2 times 2 is 4 and a times b is ab, yeah? And 2b times 2b is 4b squared. Okay. So can you guys see the answer? Yeah. Right? Good. Okay. Next question. Oh, okay. So this is the difference of squares. So we have 4x squared minus 9. This minus sign, the subtraction means the difference. And it's the difference of squares because both of these are perfect squares. This is 2x times 2x. This is 3 times 3. So our factored form is 2x minus 3 or plus 3, doesn't matter which way, times 2x minus 3. So the question is asking if p and t are constants, what would the value of p be? So here's the p, so how does that match? Yeah, 2. Good. Okay. All right. Do you guys want, I want to make sure you're writing these down in your notebook so that you could use it on the final if you need to. Okay. All right, this one. I was a little bit surprised about how many people did not get full point. Oh, sorry, guys. Never mind. We'll go back to 5. 5. 5 is also the difference of 2 squares, but before I do that, oh, it's not anyway because 7's not a square, so ignore what I just said. But I do know that 7 can go into both 7 and 63. So we get 7 can go here. Remember, we're dividing minus 9. If I distributed this back, 7 times x squared would be x squared. 7 times negative 9 would be negative 63. But if you got this far, you only got 1 point. Does anybody know why? Sadie? It says factor completely. And this is the difference of 2 squares. This, because x times x is x squared, and 3 times 3 is 9, we can rewrite this as 7 times x plus 3 times x minus 3. Okay. All right, now to the triangle. I think the reason a lot of people, if they did miss this triangle question, it was only worth 1 point. But if you did, I think it's because we were looking for the value of x, which was out here. I had a lot of people finding just the numbers inside the triangle. So there was 2 ways you could do this. But I think where you always need to start is here with the angle that is supplementary to 106. So if I did 180 minus 106, we got 74. Anybody? Because I have to take away, I have to borrow. 10 minus 6 is 4. Yep. So this is 74 because they're supplementary. Here's where you could have done 1 or 2 things. If you remembered, there is a rule that says this outside angle is equal to these 2 angles added together. So you could have just added 74 and 23, which would give you 97. The answer was 97. Or you could have said, okay, what angle goes here that makes this 90? And that would be 103. Yeah? Check my math. Just 80 what? Well, it'd be 180 minus 97, right?
Yeah, so it would be.
97, yeah. So 83. Thank you, everybody, for checking my mental math. So if this is 83, then it's supplementary to x, and we would basically, we're doing the same math over and over. If I do 180 minus 83, I should get 97, right? Okay, so you can do it a couple of different ways to get that same answer. All right. What's next? Ooh, good, fun, one of our proofs. So, both of these are given. Okay, so I'm hoping that you did that. This one I see was a little bit tricky, this first given, because you needed to write as your given that MNOP is a parallelogram. Did I spell that right? Oh, it's right there. Never mind. No, I always put the L's in the wrong place. Parallelogram. So that was your first given. And your second given was that MQN, so that's going to be MQ. You have to do it in order of how the letters are written. N. And ORP are both right angles. So here and here are both right angles. That's given, so you would have just written exactly, in this case, you can just write exactly what that is. And then the reason or the evidence is given. So there's your two givens. Let's go finish this up. So we're trying to prove those are correct. Oh, I don't have the thing on this one. Let me look this up really quick. What was the next step? Okay. Sorry, guys. All right, so then let's just go through what they have written down. Which the next step that they had written down, if we skip our blank one, was that MQN angle is congruent. Nope, line 4. Line 4 is an angle. Angle MQN is congruent to angle ORP. So what they told us was that they were both right angles. What we can extrapolate from that is that they are also equal, right? So that's why that was the statement, and the reason, that was the statement, the reason would be all right angles, and you can either say are congruent or are 90 degrees, right? Okay, are the same, are congruent. Okay, and then it says MN is congruent to OP, and MN is parallel to OP. And what I like to do, you guys, is every time it gives me more information, is put that information into my picture. So it's saying that MN is congruent to OP, so I'm going to make a mark that says MN is congruent to OP, and then it says MN is also parallel to OP. Well, that makes sense, right? Let's do a different color here. MN is parallel to OP. PO, sorry, I wrote OP. Could have written PO. But we have to come up with a reason that that's true. So you have to go through what you already know, because you can only use that information to say why. So what do we already know about this figure that would tell us these things? Right? What was the first given? That it's a parallelogram, and the definition of a parallelogram means that opposite sides are parallel and congruent. Yeah. So all we have to put is the reason that those are parallel and congruent is by definition of a parallelogram. Did I do it wrong again? It's the first L's that are 2. It really seems like the second set of L's should be 2. Okay.